Okay, you're looking at a 2020 Trek Fuel EX 9.8. It is a rental bike. I rented it today. The reason I rented it is because my giant trans, the rear shock, blew out last weekend when I was riding, and I sent it in for warranty, and I hadn't ridden in a week, and there's a bunch of rain coming, so I wanted to get out on the trails. So I figured I'd do that and just do a walkthrough of this bike. I'm gonna do a ride review. I already rode it and took some video just to go over my thoughts on the bike. But let's go over it real quick. So it's got the 29-inch wheels because it's an extra large. I think in the small and extra small you get 27.5. And it's got carbon fiber rims, 30mm inner width. It's got Bontrager XR4 team issue tires, front and rear, same tire, 29 by 2.6. It's got the Truvative or Truvative, I think it's Truvative, but anyway, it's got the cranks. You know what, I never looked to see if they're, I'm assuming they're 175s. It's got a SRAM GX drivetrain, so the Eagle, it's 10 by 50. It's not the newer 10 by 52 I think they've got out there now. The shifters, SRAM GX. The brakes are Shimano SLX, but they're, let's come around, they're the 4-piston brakes. So they handle just like the brakes of my giant trans. I actually, probably, that was the favorite part of this bike, was the braking. The seat. This is probably the most uncomfortable seat I've ever sat on. I did 9.5, almost 10 miles today, and I was sore down there, to say the least. So it's a Bontrager Arvada. Oh man. Why do you, these bike companies, like even the giant seats are horrible. So just, that would probably be the first thing I upgraded. I didn't look at the brand of the dropper post, but it performed flawlessly. It's only 170mm. I'm used to 210 on my bike, so I was not going as far down as I'm used to, but whatever, it was just one ride, maybe two if I can get one in tomorrow. Carbon fiber frame. I already said the rim set is carbon fiber, and the handlebars are carbon fiber too, I believe, yeah. And it's got 35mm stem and handlebars. And the shock, the rear shock, is it's the same thing I have on my giant trans, but it's like custom tuned or something for Trek. I don't really know all the details, but the shop set it up for me, and I thought it was a little too rough riding, but I talk about it in my video, my ride review of it. The fork is a Fox 36. It's got the fit grip, and it's for 29er wheels. I think you can do 27.5. There's a lot of space in there, but if they're, I should say 27.5 plus. 36mm stanchions, and I had no issues with it. So this one is actually, this bike is 140 in the front, 130 in the rear, and I felt it was lacking in travel, but I'm used to 150 up front and 140 in the rear. And I didn't think I would notice 10mm, but I did. Another thing I'll cover real quick is the SRAM GX drivetrain. So I think I have ridden them on demo bikes before, but it's been a while. But I've been on Shimano's 1x12 XT now for 6 months, and I gotta say there is no comparison. The GX is much better. I'm sorry, the XT is much better than the GX. And I know that might be controversial, that's just my opinion, but the thing about the XT is you can shift multiple gears, and I think I was able to do that downshifting with the GX, but I couldn't do it upshifting. And you can also shift under power with the XT, like pretty good power, pretty good torque putting down it'll still shift. And I tried that a few times, mostly downshifting, and it didn't go well with the GX. And I did look up the price point, and I saw in Worldwide Cyclically the GX for the cassette, chain, derailleur, and shifter. It was $545. And that didn't even include the bottom bracket. Oh, and it did, sorry, the cranks were there too. And XT for that same component package was actually hard to find, but I found varying prices, but I did find it for as low as, like, I want to say like $380. So that is, to me, I was really missing the XT. I mean, the GX shifts smooth, so if you're coming from something lesser, it's good, but going from XT to that, it didn't work for me. Yeah, carbon fiber frame, I think I covered everything. Like I said, it's just a rental. I only have it till tomorrow. I'll probably get one more ride on it. But let me just see, I'm looking, oh, okay, the hubs. I don't know too much about the hubs, but it looks like they're Bond Traeger, and I saw on the spec sheet on the website that they are 54 teeth of engagement, which is the same I have on my bike. And I mean, it felt exactly, the rear hub honestly felt exactly like the DT Swiss 350 I have with the 54 teeth of engagement. So yeah, I mean, overall, just quick summary of the ride. I did about 9.5 miles on it today, and local trails called Fair Hill. Not a very technical park, but this bike is more for, I mean, it can handle technical terrain. I guess it's in the same line as like the Santa Cruz 5010 or like the Yeti 429, or maybe that's, actually it's probably not the same class. Sorry, I'm talking out of turn here. But I mean, I guess let's talk about the geometry. So the big differences in geometry for my Giant Trance are the seat tube angle. It's less slack. This is 75.5. The Giant is 73.5. So it puts you a little bit more forward, more center on the bike, I guess. And the reach on this bike is exactly 500 millimeters, where my Giant's about 470. And I gotta say, I didn't like the longer reach. My lower back, I felt like I was hunched over, and my lower back was actually sore after the ride, and I don't get that on my Giant. So that is the biggest thing. I believe it's that, and the top tube is longer than my Giant. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but those are the big differences, other than the wheels, obviously. So yeah, overall, solid bike. You know, I'm older, I'm 45, so, you know, it definitely, it's not as plush as my Trance, is probably the best way to put it. So it did, but, you know, I was feeling 9.5 miles, where on my Trance, you know, I feel pretty good after a ride. It definitely beat me up a little bit. But I looked it up, it retails for $5,500. And I'd say the component spec's pretty good for that. I mean, you're paying for the carbon fiber, and you're also paying for the Trek name. I personally would not purchase one after demoing it, but you know, it's still, don't get me wrong, it's a good bike. If you have one, I'm sure, you know, it's a good bike, don't get me wrong. But that's pretty much it. So again, it's a 2020 Trek Fuel EX 9.8, 140 millimeter fork in the front, Fox 36, and 130 millimeters of rear travel with the Fox reactive float shock. Same settings as the DPS I have. Same shock basically that I blew out, and it's out for warranty, and should be back next week. So yeah, that's my thought, and I will be posting a ride review, reviewing it as I rode. Sorry for the bad grammar there. So yeah, leave any comments that you like, ask any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching.